We got quite a lot to go over in this video. A big PlayStation remake is supposed to be announced in December. We'll talk about that. Grand Theft Auto, the Trilogy, the Definitive Edition has finally been revealed, maybe the worst kept secret in all of gaming in 2021, and Marvel's Avengers getting a bit of flack and a little bit of heat, now supporting the ability to spend real-life money on boosts for XP and resources. This is something they said they weren't gonna do, so we'll talk that at the end of this video, dive into a little bit of drama going on with that game. Okay, first of all, Irish singer and songwriter Ava McMahon, better known by her stage name of Ava, wrote a song for a big PlayStation remake to be announced in December. She said that in an interview with Irish radio program The Lunchbox. You can listen to it for yourself. Obviously, she's not much of a gamer, but she did note that this is a major remake, or she specifically noted a big PlayStation remake, and it's scheduled to be announced sometime in December. Now, a lot of theories are already being thrown around. There were the rumblings of Last of Us 1 getting a remake, so it could be something like that, something that has already been in the rumor mill for quite a while. But if it's something brand new, man, there's a lot of things I would like to see be announced. Xenogears is something I saw brought up a little bit. I just don't know if they are gonna remake Xenogears. Xenogears would be a massive undertaking to remake because that was a massive game. But, you know, there's a lot of options for remakes. It seems like the remake business is something Sony and PlayStation are gonna be in for quite a while. I get that, you know, there are a lot of games that make people incredibly nostalgic, and nostalgia's in right now. Like, if you can tug at people's heartstrings, especially with nostalgia, man, those games sell pretty darn well, and I think something like Xenogears would sell very well in 2022, you know, hypothetically speaking, it coming out in 2022. If it's the Last of Us remake, I just don't know if Last of Us really needs a remake right now. I mean, the game's not that old. It came out in 2013. Of course, we got the upgraded version on the PlayStation 4, and I played Last of Us like a few months ago. I literally played the whole game through again. I was just like, man, I want to play something, and I was just like, let's play Last of Us Part 1 again, and I really enjoyed the game, and it didn't feel that dated to me, so I just don't understand why, out of everything you can do, a Last of Us remake would be, you know, top billing for Sony to do. I'm sure it would sell incredibly well. It would sell very well, and given that there is the television series coming out, maybe timing-wise, for promotional reasons, it works out really well. However, I'd like to see something a little bit off the wall. Xenogears, Legend of Dragoon, Infamous 1. Infamous 1, I know, was the PlayStation 3 era as well, much like Last of Us. However, Infamous came out in 2009, and that game definitely does show its age, comparatively speaking, to The Last of Us. But we'll see how that shakes out. It could be a plethora of things. I've even saw people throwing out, like, Team Eco titles, so we'll see, but hopefully we do get a big announcement in December. And obviously Metal Gear Solid 1 Remake is something that's been thrown around a lot, but it seems like Konami is going the direction of something related to MGS3. Alright, moving on from that, Grand Theft Auto, the Trilogy, the Definitive Edition has been announced for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, PC, iOS, and Android. Okay, so they are going all in with this. The console versions are coming out in 2021. The mobile version will be out in the first half of 2022. Obviously, this includes Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. And they also did note existing versions of GTA 3, GTA Vice City, and GTA San Andreas will be removed from digital storefronts come next week. Remember, they are available as PS2 and PS4 games on the PlayStation Store. Obviously, they're also available on Steam, so interesting that they are going to pull them. The PC version is going to be exclusive to the Rockstar Games launcher, so that's interesting that they are pulling the game seemingly from Steam, and now the only way you're going to be able to get it is through the Rockstar Games launcher, so that's a bit of a bummer in that regard. However, this trilogy, I imagine, is going to sell incredibly well, especially if it's priced accordingly. GTA San Andreas in particular is an incredibly iconic game, and GTA 3 and Vice City are quite good as well. Wish we got some of those PSP titles, Liberty City Stories and whatnot, but, you know, GTA 3, GTA Vice City, and GTA San Andreas will definitely do across-the-board upgrades, including graphical improvements and modern gameplay enhancements, while still maintaining the classic look and feel of the original, so it is going to see a little bit of a bump up, so that's quite nice, and hopefully it's priced accordingly. I don't think you can really get away with anything higher than $40, but it is Rockstar, so they probably can get away with just about anything, but hey, At the very least, Rockstar, I don't think there's gonna be ways for you to monetize these titles in the long term. And as I say that, let's just see if there's some wild stuff that they do as far as microtransactions are concerned. But they are due out in 2021 for consoles and PC. Nice to see it get a Switch release as well. Alright, lastly, man, this is starting to cause a bit of a ruckus, and that is Marvel's Avengers adding paid XP boosts despite Square Enix saying it wouldn't happen. Marvel's Avengers is a game that's been out for a little bit now. It just hit Xbox Game Pass, which I think is one of the reasons why they are doing this. Now you can spend real-life money on boosts for XP and resources. Back in September of 2020, as pointed out by PSU, it was noted on their official blog, we've committed that content purchasable with real money in Marvel's Avengers will be aesthetic-only additions, which will ensure we can keep the game fresh for years to come. For some, the writing had been on the wall for a while as Crystal Dynamics slowed down the rate at which players were able to increase their level in March of 2021. That is very, very interesting that they're going down this route. Obviously, a lot of people are upset. Marvel's Avengers is a game that has fallen off quite a bit, and I imagine Square Enix is thinking doing this right after the game got added to Xbox Game Pass is that there is potentially going to be a new influx of players coming in now that the game is a part of a Game Pass. Well, how are we going to monetize the game with the new people playing it, since yes, we're getting money from Microsoft to add it to Game Pass, but how do we get money out of the players? XP boost is definitely something that is going to do that. Do I agree with it? Absolutely not. You guys have heard me, you know, have meltdowns over Assassin's Creed and what Ubisoft is doing with that franchise and their microtransactions. I absolutely hate XP boosts, especially in the case of Assassin's Creed, where it's like becoming mandatory to do the side content so you can level up. And honestly, I just it's not a rabbit hole we need to go down right now about Assassin's Creed, but and I know a lot of you guys love AC Origins and Odyssey. I can acquiesce to the fact that they are very well-made games. They are well-made games, maybe very well-made is a stretch, but man, I'm not a big fan of this XP boost trend that we're seeing, and I really don't want it to infiltrate other games. Tales of Arise had some very questionable microtransactions as well. That's another game that, man, I don't want to see this being in a lot of games, but in the case of Avengers, the fact that they did say it wasn't going to be a part of it, and them saying, you know, it's only going to be cosmetics, and if you want to do cosmetic microtransactions, fine. You could even make the argument that cosmetics should always be left as unlockables through playing the main game as it was in the past, but at least it's not something that is changing game design, because if you have XP boosts in a game, I don't care what you say, that is going to go through the heads of the higher-ups and being like, yo, you need to change the fundamental game design so we can prioritize not only selling the game, but selling XP boosts after we sell the game to the consumer, or we get the money for adding the game to a subscription service, and that is going to change game design. There's no two ways about it. Once you start incorporating a level of, you know, money transactions in general, it might not be something the developers themselves want to do, but the higher-ups thinking about their profit margins, they're going to want the developers to implement stuff like that. So it's just something to take into consideration. But that's going to do it for me. Again, what do you guys think this PlayStation remake is going to be that's set to be announced in December? Metal Gear Solid, Xenogears, Legend of Dragoon, Infamous One, a lot of options. Grand Theft Auto, the Trilogy, the Definitive Edition hitting all major consoles later this year, and Marvel's Avengers adding paid XP boosts. Not too happy about that. At least the majority of I think the gaming community is not. I know a lot of people have fallen off with the game, but nonetheless, it's not something you really want to see. That's going to do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.